Hello and welcome to this Gnucash lesson where I'm going to cover the accounts receivable entries in Gnucash. To view customers that are already in the system, you go to Business, Customer Overview. So as you can see there, this is the list of customers that I already have in the system. So you have the company name, the customer number, and the address. If you want to add another customer, what you do is just go to Business, Customer, and New Customer. So let's give the customer a name. We can give a number. Maybe the name we'll call John Paul. JOH001 will be the customer number, and the name will be John Paul as well. Email address. Then on the billing information, you specify the currency and the terms. So let's say we have agreed that when we invoice them, they have to pay 15 days after the invoice date. So I'm just selecting that. No discount at this stage and no credit limits. We also need a shipping address. Just type the same name, John Paul, the address. So let's say it's a different address. Then maybe the email will be the shipping email. So shipping. Okay. So once I've done that, I will just say okay. So as you can see, now John Paul is part of my customer list. So once you have your customer list, the next thing that you want to do is you want to bill that customer. Billing the customer is very easy. So you can either right click on the customer there and enter the invoice, or you can go to Business, Customer, and New Invoice. So let's create here and say New Invoice. Okay, so we're going to say invoice number 004. So that's invoice number 4. Then you select the customer by searching. So if you say John, find. So you see there, finds him, but you can use all these to search. Click and select. Okay, then if you have jobs, different jobs, then you can also link the invoice to a job or billing ID, but in this case I'm not going to link it to anything, so I'll just say okay. Then you get to this. So this is your header, which we have already entered, and we can just say what's the description of the job. Okay, so on the action here we've got 3 options. You can either choose hours. So if it is a job which is charged hourly, you then select hours, but if it's material that you've sent to them, you choose the material and specify the quantity and everything, or if it's a project. So in this instance, these are materials that we have sent to their warehouse. So then you also select the income account, which will be your sales account. So in this case, I would say it's other income. So the quantity, so we've sent 12, then you enter the unit price, 2,000. So I can now post this invoice. Okay, so I'm happy with the invoice, so I'll just post it. Click this function here, then that's the posting date. Okay, so now once the invoice is posted, it's ready to pay. You can either click on here to do the receipt, or you can go to Business again, Customer, and process a payment. So let's just process from here. So if you click pay, so the customer is John Paul, and this is the invoice that they're paying, and they're paying that much. So what we're going to do now is we are going to just process that payment. It's going into the savings account, so you can hit OK. Payment has been processed. So if I close this screen and if I go to my savings account, open the account, so I'll be able to see there that John Paul has deposited 24,000 into that account. So that's how you can use Gnucash to track your customer transactions. You can also print some invoices. I'll just show you how to print some of the invoices. So for example, if you go to Businesses, Customer, then find an invoice. So you can either find an invoice by the ID, or you can search by the company. Okay, so if I search by company and I just type John, I search, so there's the invoice for John. Then I open the invoice, so that's the invoice. Okay, so once I have the invoice, I can either duplicate it if I want to invoice them for next month, a similar job. Okay, so to print the invoice, just click on print invoice icon, then that's the invoice. So you have your invoice number, the date, the due date, and you also have the address and all the details of the invoice. If you have any questions with regard to accounts receivables, don't hesitate to contact us in the comment box down below, and please like, comment, and also share this video with your friends.